All right, so here's the thing that we're trying to do. We're trying to get the big number, like the biggest of all time. The score to beat right now is like E300,000. So not E300, but E300,000 by Ritto. And the main tech is use Plinko. Plinko you copy with blueprints and brainstorms. And then you get Onk's Cryptid's Ectoplasm. Onk gives you more jokers, copies your jokers. Ectoplasm gives you more space. So when Onk copies, it doesn't make negatives. You need to make negatives with Ectoplasm. Okay, so that's how we get a lot of jokers. We have Eternal Mime, Eternal Baron, Eternal Blueprint, Eternal Brainstorm. Those are the jokers that you can copy with the Onk. Because they're eternal, they won't get destroyed. And that allows you to keep doing more Onks. And then once you get a bunch of Barons and Mimes, then you add a bunch of cards to your hand with Cryptid. So right now, we're only in Ante 17. Right now, the challenge is, okay, make as many of these spectral cards as we can. Survive as long as we can to make as many copies as we can. This is what the deck looks like so far. So pretty clean here. Most of these red seals, not all red seals, but most of them red seals. They don't have to be all red seals. Eventually, we're going to use cryptids. So, you know, you draw one and then you make a bunch, right? We have we have 5 blueprints, 1 brainstorm. We have a natural negative mail and rebate. And so if we want, we can copy the mail and rebate. We can make some money. The money maybe doesn't matter anymore since we have all the jokers that we want. Or maybe, you know, we'll do a little re-rolling just for fun. Couple other random negatives here. We've got Faceless Joker. Gives us not nearly as much as the mail and rebate, but it is there. It's hanging out. Negative gift card. Negative trading card. I think I want to clean this up a little bit. Let's get rid of the random negatives just so it's easier to see what's going on here. So the negatives that don't really matter, we can get rid of. The vouchers, we've got most of them. We took a voucher skip at some point, I think. So we've got antimatter. We don't have the boss reroll. Okay, I'm remembering that now. We don't have the boss reroll. We have extra hand size, we have double overstock, cheaper rerolls, Omen Globe. So the main thing we're looking for right now is the boss reroll. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I mean, cryptids help you get out of some sticky situations. The bosses that we've beaten, we've already beaten the plant, so at least we don't have to worry about that. We've beaten the psychic. I think we've beaten most of the stinky ones. Here, I don't think we've done Hearts boss yet. We do have no, we've done Diamonds. So, sorry, if we go Blinds here, History, Diamonds. So we did Diamonds already. That's why we chose to do Diamonds. This, by the way, this History tab here, this comes from the Cartomancer mod. So the Cartomancer mod, it has a bunch of different features here. One of the features is being able to zoom on the jokers and being able to scroll when you have hundreds of jokers. That's the thing that's kind of useful. Maybe you can also do this with the Cartomancer mod. Let's see. Stack up the cards in the deck and we can say, okay, I have 41 of these shiny kings. I got 4 of these that are not shiny and then maybe less than 10 that are not red seals, which is kind of nice. We can also, we don't have to do that if you like looking at it this way. That's the Cartomancer mod. We also have the Saturn mod. So the Saturn mod allows us to stack up the consumables. So we got Onk, Cryptid, Ectoplasm. When we get negative copies from Plinko, then it stacks them up. You can also expand them if you want. There's a bunch of Ectoplasms and you can contract them. Saturn mod also allows us to have extra speed if we want to play the animations a little bit faster, or we can just skip the animations. This here, let's see here. If I go, here's my blueprints. It copies Plinko and Rebate and Mime. This, we just call it the Blueprint mod. Blueprint mod also includes Brainstorm. One other mod. Yeah, so this is not a set seed. We don't know what the seed is, but we did use the Brainstorm mod. So the way the Brainstorm mod works is it will find a random seed, which starts with a legendary in Ante 1. Usually per KO, but you know, you start with a legendary in Ante 1. And then from there, you play it as a random seed. And so that's what we've done here. So we started with Perkeo, or Blinko here it says. And this is where we ended up. So if you want to see the whole run, you can see the setup, BalatroU University on YouTube. But now it's just farming time. All right, Jambo Harv, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. Timmy My Jimbies, thank you for the Prime sub. Lee Larson, thank you for the Prime sub. Cat Girl Connoisseur, thank you for the Prime sub. Let's see here. The Drizzler wants to see the vampire. Okay. Where is it? Yeah, we've got, as part of the BU mod, so the BalatroU University mod, we've got, this is the Troubadour, Bishop Corrigan, one of the community members. We got the Showman, that's Chip, the Showman. Got wing caps here. Where's the vampire at? Vampire is back here. That's what the vampire looks like. Drizzle, I'm not sure if this is the color that you were intending. Maybe it looks a little bit different in game than it did, you know, when you put it on the sprite sheet. But yeah, that's the Drizzler. Trading card. Yeah, we got the trading card too. It's got the VIP badge on the trading card. Anyway, let's go make a big number. Do I want this? Tarot Merchant? I don't not want it. It's not useful to me, I guess. We don't really need the tarot cards. I guess I won't do it. I guess, what are we re-rolling for? I forgot. Do we ecto if we find DNA? Yeah, so probably. That's something that we can negotiate in the future. The answer is probably. Here we can reroll for, I don't know. We get some plutonium. We have the telescope, so we can take plutonium here. There you go. Invisible Joker, we don't need. A little bit more plutonium. Got a nice level high card. Okay. I guess I'm looking for random negatives. Just because. Otherwise, we go next. So copy Plinko here. That's what it looks like. 32 onks, 34 ectoplasms. It's okay if we go a little bit ahead on cryptids because we can exchange cryptids later, use cryptids to survive, and then that buys us more time. What happens if ecto hits non-eternal blueprint? Well, when you go onk and it destroys all your stuff, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you right now, it doesn't matter. Onk is just going to destroy all your jokers, and then you make the negative ones that you want. Right. Let's see here. We do kind of want colas so that we can get the boss reroll voucher. Maybe. I don't know. This boss says play only one hand type. We could do that. Oh yeah. I forgot about this. How do we calculate the final hand? One way is to use an external tool. So you could use the BalatroU calculator website. That's one way. Another way is to do the entire run all over again from the beginning using the talisman mod. But the talisman mod is very buggy. Tech says hot take. Tech does not like going back in time using Perkeo. Does not like going back in time too early. Doesn't like going back in time before Ante 16. I guess you do what you got to do to survive. So like, here's the thing. If I get to repeat in Ante, would I rather repeat in Ante in the future where I need to use cryptids to survive? Or would I rather repeat in Ante in the beginning where I don't need to use cryptids to survive? And it seems like I would rather repeat the earlier one rather than the later one. Because the later ones are expensive and the extra time you don't... Like, once you get past Ante 32, you might have to full skip to the boss. And so if you go back in time, then you full skip to the boss, you get an extra ante, but one extra ante is only one extra round. And also, if you don't take these vouchers, then they keep showing up later, right? Which you don't want. All right, if we want to go maybe something like this. So even amounts, 3 copies on the Baron, 3 copies on the Mime, maybe something like this. I don't have the animation skip on, so maybe something like this. And we can see how much we're scoring right now. Sorry, if I miss any questions, just repeat them until I see it. So here's E53. Okay. So according to the Cartomancer mod, E53, that's enough for me to clear Ante 21. So we got a lot of time. Missed the 3rd Ecto recommendation. Oh, okay. Are we trying to use Ecto? I'm probably trying to use Ecto. Hey, look. Some random negatives. Look at this funky little guy. Look at that. Whoa. QCOM did the maths. Okay, and is recommending 3rd Ecto for DNA. Okay. All right. Bobby Plinko here. Negative hallucination looks pretty sick. He looks like he's having a good time. How deep do we go? About that deep, probably. Maybe a little bit more. We got a nice amount of money. Maybe something like that. Okay. Oh, we don't have the hand size vouchers. Oh, we do. We use 2 ectoplasms. So the next one's going to cost 3 hand size. I already used 2 ectos. Do I think hallucination is better than the Cartomancer? I think the hallucination is comparable to the Cartomancer. I think there's a lot of situations where I prefer hallucination. I don't think it's strictly better. But it's like better a lot of the time. Alright, so we go Baron here, Mime here. Get some money. Answer some questions. Need to put a red seal on the dock. Will I change kings to steel? I will eventually, but right now we get money. And we just determined that we don't need any additional points for the next 5 antes. So maybe for the next 5 antes, I'm not going to make any steel cards. There's a cola. Do we? We probably don't. Bummer. Makes me a little bit sad, to be honest. Okay. Alright. Copy Plinko. Even amounts. Sick. Play only 1 hand type. Cool. Baron. Mime. Oh, no, we want to do this first. Want to do rebate first. Are we going to go for more eternal blueprints? So it would be complicated, right? You would need to replace blueprint with showman, and then you would need to shop for not just blueprint, but 30% chance you get eternal blueprint. So we would have to give up the ability to copy for some number of rounds. We'd have to give up the ability to score for some number of rounds, which is not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but it does sound, you know, complicated. I'm not 100% convinced how necessary it is to do that. When will we start skipping the animations? When it starts taking too long. Alright, so since these are all gold instead of steel, it's actually better if we go one less mime, like this. We have the Tarot Tycoon. Well, we just had the opportunity to pick up the Tarot Merchant, so we haven't picked that up yet. No foil mime this time? Correct. Alright, so this is E55 is slightly bigger than the E53 we did last time. Is that true? 53? Yeah. Ozzy, thank you for the Prime sub. Noob's Friend, thank you for the Prime sub. Jumbo Harv, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. Alright, we get the discount. There was a voucher skip. So I think we take it. I think we take it so that we can get the boss reroll. Get Temperance here. We have until Ante 27. We have so much time. Well, there's so many vouchers, right? If you get a stinky boss one time, the whole run is over. Like, this is kind of stinky, right? Doesn't this just kill us? Unless we have, you know, cryptids to make up for it. When did we start this run? About a week ago. So, can't take Showman as an Eternal. Yeah, it's not just a question of, you know, will we get the voucher eventually? The question is, will we get the voucher before the point that we need it? And like, what do we lose if we skip? We lose like 6 consumables? Who cares? Okay, 41 across the board. Can we find a negative Showman? It is theoretically possible. That could be useful. I could make a Steel King if you want. Look at that. There it goes. You like those typewriter sounds? Alright, Baron here, 2 mimes. Bang. So I guess what you're saying is we should reroll for DNA. As soon as we find DNA, use Ecto to copy it. That's what you're saying. Like right now, DNA. Beefy Gordito, thank you for the Prime sub. Get the DNA, become sad. Would I retry the Nano speedrun? I've done several. I've done many attempts. Okay, now I gotta pay attention. Now I'm actually looking for DNA. Doing it before the boss will waste cryptids. That's true. Are we cooked? Nah, we're good. We just use a cryptid here. It's annoying, but it's fine. Miss out on the cola? So... we could take a cola right now. So we could go Ecto 1. Take the cola. If we don't get DNA, we can still cryptid. Cryptid until we hit DNA. We can still find the bean, that's true. Let's go Ecto 3. Negative blue joker. Okay, rerolls are going to be expensive. Okay. Okay. This does mean we don't get as much rebate money because our hand size is smaller now. Juggler does a thing. Getting expensive. I think I'm gonna go 65. I think I'm gonna stop there. Yeah, let's not spend 8,000 bucks here. Let's just copy Plinko. Get the vouchers. Okay. All right, so here's the move. We get our rebate money. Why are we doing this, boss? Stupid, we got no voucher. We got no boss reroll. Alright, so here's the move. We used Ecto -3 hand size. We took Juggler, so if we go Cryptid, now we're even. Break even where we were before. We use another Cryptid to beat this boss. And then this wins. And if it doesn't, we use more cryptid. Stinky, yeah. That's why we did the voucher skip. Someone was like, oh, you know, why do we want to skip? Take the vouchers. Because if I don't take the vouchers, it costs me cryptids to survive. And I would rather not spend cryptids to survive. Seems like a bit overkill. True. I didn't really math it out very seriously. We did it. We got the reroll. We got reroll 1. See, look at all these other stinky vouchers that we could have wasted our time on. Alright, we're looking for Bean. We're looking for DNA. Boss gonna debuff my spades. I don't care about. We're getting somewhere. Yeah. Showman. Since we have the extra slot, we should do it. We should do it. Invisible? Can't do it. Brainstorm? Can't do it. Eternal Blueprint, here we come. I mean, there is a chance, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Let's see here. E37. There's another blue joker. Not Eternal, though. Getting expensive. Getting pricey. Do we take the juggler back? I think I might take the juggler back. What are we re-rolling for not taking blueprint? We're taking DNA is what we're looking for. We're looking for the bean. Looking for the troubadour. Yep, getting expensive. How about that? Wingcap, you saw the banner? What does the banner look like? That's what it looks like. Okay. Got DNA. Copy Plinko. Actually, let's do this. Let's go hallucination. Now copy Plinko. We're up on cryptids. We're back. We're so back. Ooh, this is sketchy. I don't love this. Sorry, what was the boss? Boss spades. Okay, 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 okay. Copy the DNA. Yes. Okay, do one of these. All right. Now we get to see how much we score. Artificial Air, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. Beefy Gordito, thank you for the Prime sub. Ozzy D Menace, thank you for the Prime sub. E82, okay, so let's check the history here. E82, we can beat Ante 24. All the way to Ante 24, we're in the clear. What did the ectoplasm hit? We got another blue joker. We can score up to E99 if we have all steel. Okay. It might be time to start making steel. Got it. Temperance? Huge. What's in here? Burger? Can't do the burger. Burger betrayed me earlier today. I haven't forgiven him. 4 hand size might be tricky to draw steel. That's true. Could be tricky. What did he take from me? He took my time. He wasted my time. Negative troubadour? We've done it before. We've also done this before, negative rebate. Probably, this is like maybe the 5th negative rebate I've gotten. So, I'm looking for a chariot. How much am I willing to spend? I'm not... That's enough. Alright. Alright, we're a little bit ahead on onks. I think I sell 1 onk. Probably. It's $10. Alright, so there's a steel one. Why do we still need ectoplasm? Because when Ankh makes new copies, the new copies are not negatives. Removes negative. Alright. DNA. Trading card doing a little dance? Yeah. Alright, do one of these. Balatrinzo, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Gift card makes all of my consumables sell for more. So this is, where is it? Sells for 500 bucks, 480 for this pile. Sells for... Alright. Hallucination? Death. No death. Hey Wingcap, thank you for the gifted sub for Rido. Now Rido doesn't have to watch ads. Alright, I'm looking for a chariot. At what point did the percolator become Plinko? For us, very recently. So if you missed it, don't stress out about it. Alright, we got a chariot. Let's go next. Up on Ankh still. I think we gotta peel off 2 more. You can't do more Ankhs than Ectos, right? Alright, boss gonna debuff spades, that's okay. You can have up to +5, okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, because like you start with 5 slots or 6 slots or whatever, so you can Ankh without Ecto. Yeah. All right, so chariot here, DNA here. That's a stinky king. It's not my best king. I wouldn't say he's stinky. Silly little king, yeah. It's the silly kind. Tate Plays, thank you for the Prime sub. Hey, look, Tarot Merchant's back. We don't need that, right? Do we have enough steel ones? What do you think? Can't you DNA first? Well, so the thing with DNA is it adds cards to your hand, but it doesn't actually increase your hand size. And so once you discard cards, if your hand size is only 4, you only draw up to 4. So you can't discard now. If you didn't already know. Take a death card. I'm tempted. I'm tempted. I do a little of this. Let's go Plinko. Now I'm +6 on Onks. +6! Running behind on Ectos. +5 is fine. Alright, boss has previously played as debuffed. That could be awkward, right? Alright, so this one we can get rid of with death. You said this one was stinky. There you go. Now it's shiny. Now it's not stinky anymore. Gotta play fast, what do you mean? Does the dock already have both hand size vouchers? We do, yeah. Alright, so I don't need this chariot. I could just do this. What about cut all the animations? Well, I kind of like having some animations. It doesn't take that long. You know, maybe like 30 seconds or whatever. Welcome in, Crash. Wait, you're saying you can play a hand before the cards get debuffed against the boss if you play fast enough? Is that true? How fast you gotta be? You can play a gold card in hand. Are the planet cards not worth it anymore? Yeah, so if you think about it, you know, we already have a nice level high card. If we get 70 more planet cards, it will double our score. And the difference between a ×2, you know, doubling your score or whatever, that's not even one E. So each E is ×10, right? So E90, E91, E92, that's 10 times, 10 times, 10 times. It would take maybe hundreds of planet cards for us to get one extra E. Hundreds. Maybe I should hold on to a death card. Cool. Copy Plinko. Alright, I want solutions to this. One option is we just use cryptids. We're up on cryptids, we could just use cryptids. That's like the safe way to go, I guess. Option 2 is we reroll, which is the scary way to go. So here's the thing about the boss reroll. We only get one, and if we reroll into a worse boss that we can't beat, then the whole run is over. Alright, steal here, copy DNA. What's wrong about this boss? So DNA, it creates a bunch of copies. All of the copies count as previously played. Your previously played cards are debuffed. That's bad. Steal an unused gold card and copy it. That's not how it works. You can cheat the boss because the cards don't get debuffed right away. I guess what I want to know is like how fast do I got to play? If you're telling me that we can cheat it and we can play fast, I'm willing to do it. I just got to know how fast I got to go. Does the doc play Magic the Gathering? Yeah, a lot. Well, I would play a lot. It is sometimes a challenge to get people to play with, right? Hold 2 Fools and a Chariot? Did I get any of the Final Fantasy cards? I don't buy Magic. I haven't in a while. First, you gotta DNA non-debuff cards, and you gotta play the card that was not created by DNA. Play a card not created by DNA. Okay. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do some science together. Death, maybe. Alright, let's do one of these. And copy Plinko. Alright. This boss we can survive. This card is debuffed. Okay. Worst case, we use up some cryptids. Yeah. So we can science it, and if it fails, then we just use cryptids. It's fine. Alright, we don't need the wheel. So we go steal here. Copy here. Text says reduce the speed. Does that help? I mean, we can. So we copy DNA, we go here, and then we play this one is what you want? Okay. Copy the Baron. Copy the Mime. Play this one. And then they don't get debuffed? That's sus. I don't like quick time events, man, in my Balatro. That didn't even have to be quick? Come on, Drizzler. Quick for me. Okay, quick for me. Don't get what happened. So normally the cards created by DNA are supposed to be debuffed because they're already previously played. But that's not what happened. They didn't get debuffed because we played them before they got debuffed. Alright. This boss debuffs my hearts. That's okay. Oh, we got to do this now? Hold on. Speed it up again. You know what's crazy to me? Of all the crazy things that have happened, we have the perfect amount of cryptids. We're up on cryptids. That's crazy. Given all that we've been through. Alright, check this guy out. Look at that guy. Chariot, maybe. Maybe a death card. One wheel spin just for old time's sake. You dirty dog. How dare you? After what we went through last time, how dare you come at me with that? Alright. Copy Plinko. You know, one thing we could do, we could actually use the trading card to delete some bad cards. But I just want the money. I just want the rebate money. Alright, discard. Alright, we said we're good all the way through to ante 24, right? Cool for another death card. Oh, death card. He's done it. Of all the cards, we got the one. Only took 64 rounds. Robo Arigato. Thank you for the prime sub. Sorry, it's Arigato. Gift card. I'll do a little shopping just for fun. You know, you never know who's gonna show up. Get a little temperance. Hmm. All right. Rebate. Can I get a purple seal? Would you look at that? Gone now. Can't look at it anymore. Wingcap wants to know, just, you know, just curious. Are we gonna do a little re-rolling next ante? Yeah, we could do a little re-rolling. I mean, not any more than we don't already, right? I'm just gonna do the usual amount. 25 re-rolls per shop. $26 just for luck? Alright. Heck, I'll do an extra just for you. Throw in an extra one. What's my favorite book? I've only read like 3 books. Even in high school, I wouldn't really read that much. I just cheat. You just go, you just go read the summary, just go read the, Spark Notes or Cliff Notes or whatever it was. And then you could fill in the blanks yourself. You can make it up the rest. All right, Pride and Prejudice. You know, Pride and Prejudice, that's a banger. That's an all-time banger. If you haven't read that one, highly recommend. Just read the first page, and then you're like, dang, I can't put it down. That's it. What field of math did I study for my PhD? What's it called? Random matrix theory. is what I studied. He's forgotten everything? Yeah, kinda. Yeah, random matrix theory, it's got a little bit of probability stuff, a little bit of linear algebra stuff. It's kind of a big field where there's a lot of different ways to attack the problems. And so if you want to attack it from a more algebraic perspective, that's kind of my style rather than an analytical perspective. Even though it's called random matrix theory, I didn't really mess around too much in the probability theory stuff. Face down after played, I think we're okay with that. And I have like a couple more purple seals that I'm trying to get rid of, I guess. Do a little re-rolling. What are we re-rolling for, by the way? Someone wanted to know if we're going to be re-rolling. What are we re-rolling for? Like, how do I know when I've done it? Just for fun? Yeah. But like, what are you looking for when I push the button? Check the prediction. I would have to pull it up. Negative showman? That's not gonna happen. Alright, 26 rerolls. We're 1 over on the number of onks. That's okay. Kitty wants more Plinkos? Ah, okay, if we want to get more Plinko, that means we need another blueprint. French Guns, thank you for the 4 months of Prime. Negative Troubadour and then we can Ecto one more time? I don't know. The next Ecto is -4. Like, even though technically we could do it, I don't know if we should. DC Burrito. Welcome Burrito, welcome Raiders. Trying to get the big number today. We got Onks, we got Cryptids, we got Ectoplasms. Make a bunch of Jokers, make a bunch of Kings. Alright, Plinko here. Let's go Hallucination. I think I don't need this Chariot anymore. I think I just burn the Chariot. Look at a death card. You know, I'm seeing a lot of cola. I got the itchy trigger finger. Alright. Heck, you too. It's not just me, you too. Alright, we're +9 on Onks. I think we can sell some. Oh! Giftcardo. Wait. So Ecto +5 is 63. I'm gonna do this. Where that swashbuckler at? We could go look. Hold on. You want the swashbuckler? Where's the bonkler at? There he is. 287. That's it. We've gotten a couple thousand before. What's the chance of a Joker being negative? 0.3%. Sorry, Sleepy wants to know, everything works and looks fine? Oh, you're talking about like the latest BU mod update? Alright, let's go DNA. Sorry, Sleepy, which mod are you referring to? I mean, the Saturn mod works great. The BU update looks great. Looks great. Oh, I did have one comment, Sleepy. So, I don't want you to be like jump scared by this, but yeah, the shortcut, when I sent you the new, what is it, localization document, in my version, I updated the shortcut, but I forgot to copy it to your version, so the shortcut got missed. It's not an urgent fix, but the shortcut did get missed. You know what? We can hang him. What should it be? It should be like the same as the four fienders, right? Four fienders, all flushes and gaze. And then so shortcut should be like allows gaze to be made, probably. Death card. Yeah, like I said, it's, you know, it's just a silly thing. It's not an urgent thing. I've actually known about it for days, but I'm a bad playtester, so I never told you. But now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. Alright. Let's get plinkulating. Face down after whatever. You know, we got the boss reroll 5 antes ago. People were like, "Oh, you know, you got enough time. You could get the voucher eventually." Not if you just get the stinky ones every time, back to back, on repeat. Dang. What's everyone's favorite bands? Favorite band? I like a lot of songs by Yellow Card. And I don't care if that makes me basic, but I like a lot of songs by Yellow Card. I like a lot of songs by Boys Like Girls. There's the Tarot Merchant for the 3rd time. Reliant K. I like a lot of songs by them. Does the doc sing? Absolutely not. Do we get it this time? What are we getting? We get death. Death card. Voucher? Oh, you want the voucher next time? Alright, I'll try. Next time. Boss says no repeat hand types. That's a That's a... We have a few extra cryptids. Carry it? Alright. Alright. Let's go plinkalating. Alright. There's another voucher skip. I don't think we take another voucher skip. Sorry, the Talisman mod clashes with the Saturn mod. It does not. The Talisman mod itself just is buggy. Saturn or not included. Actually, you know what it is? Hold on. Let me set up this hand and then I'll explain it. I'll lay down the law. Hold on. Alright, we do one of these. Alright, we're Gucci. So, you know, if you go back to February, you know, there's a working version of the Talisman mod, and it even works with Steam mod. It works with and without Steam modded. And so, like, I was able to use the Talisman mod with, you know, let's say Pokemon runs, for example. Okay, but then there were these later releases. So, you know, back in February, there was this release by Math is Fun, is the original creator of the Talisman mod. Then there's this new person who's making new, different releases. Okay, the next release says, okay, you know, it's compatible with Steam modded. That's the update. We added Steam modded compatibility. It already had that. Okay, the next update after that, oh, we fixed the crash. Whatever the crash was, we fixed it. Okay, update after that, we fixed the crash again because we actually didn't fix it the first time. And then now, if you load the most recent version of the Talisman mod, it still crashes. It crashes in different ways. If you don't have Steam modded, it crashes when you click your deck. It says, hey, you don't have Steam modded installed. It's not going to work without Steam modded. It crashes. When you install Steam modded, then it crashes not when you click on your deck, but when you click on your cards. Or you could just go back in time and go to the February version originally released by Math is Fun, and then it works, and then it's fine. Sorry, what did Sleepy say? Because Sleepy knows a lot more about this than I do. What do I think about using different mod for stacking? Animation skip and speed. Okay, so one mod for stacking, one mod for animation skip, one mod for speed. I feel like the speed and animation skip feel similar enough. They should be bundled, but I could see the stacking mod being different. And so, you know, the Saturn mod, for example, originally it had all of these features, all inclusive. So extra speed and stacking consumables and the deck viewer here, hide the played cards. But like, there are other mods that do these other different things. The only thing that Saturn mod does uniquely is the stacking. There's another mod that does the consumable stacking, but the other mod that does it messes with the RNG. So if you play the same run on the same seed, you'll get a different result. Because when it stacks up the cards, it changes the identity of the cards. It changes the order of the cards. And then different cards get copied by Plinko. You get different RNG that way. Like this, the Saturn mod has it correct. But yeah, I could see, you know, the Saturn mod used just for this, and then the other things bundled as part of some other mod. Overflow mod is also per chaos stable. Should try out that mod. Yeah, Sleepy, if you think it's legit, I'll give it a try. The Saturn mod changes RNG. No, there's another different mod which does a similar thing, but in a worse way. The Saturn mod doesn't change the RNG. So if you expand these, if you expand the ectoplasms, it actually puts like, the order is preserved. And so if I expand the cryptids as well, if I could grab the cryptids, now they're all mixed up. So it's like cryptid, ecto, well, I guess it didn't really work. The order is preserved. Under the hood, it retains the identity of the cards correctly. I think I use 1 onk here because we're up on onks. They fixed the RNG bit with Saturn? Yeah. So like the original version of Saturn, it used some of the code from the other bad mod. And then so it was also bad. But then it got updated. It got fixed. Relatively quickly. In its development cycle. The mod is like, you know, over a year old. Alright. We got too many cryptids. I don't know how to fix that, other than like just use them. You know what? I'm gonna use some. I think against this boss we might use some. I have not enough ectoplasms. Sleepy can explain. Sleepy can explain how Archaeo actually works. Yeah, Sleepy, if you want, you can go ahead. For people who are interested. It's the same as how ectoplasm works. How does ectoplasm choose a Joker? It's the same as how Wheel of Fortune works. How does Wheel of Fortune pick a Joker? Or at least, pretty sure it's the same. Did we want another Eternal Blueprint? I mean, that would be ideal, but like, how do you get the Eternal Blueprint, right? You have to sell a blueprint to get a showman to shop for another blueprint or whatever. But then, if we're down 1 blueprint, we're making less copies each round. If you ask me, you know, do I want an Eternal Blueprint? I would say yes. But then I would ask you, how are we getting that? Like, what is the path that takes us there? You know, I'll turn that one into steel, I guess. Sorry, hold on. Hold your questions. I'm shopping right now. Is $5,000 worth it? For an Eternal Blueprint, it would be worth it. I mean, right now we currently don't really have anything to spend our money on. Alright. So now, no repeats. Got it. No repeats. That means no DNA. Alright, so we got a bunch of steel cards. We should use some cryptids. Like that, and like that, and like that. And I think that's enough. If we do that, and a little of this. Yeah. DNA? What do you mean? You want me to copy DNA when we can't repeat hand types? PNG redeem, okay. You want a small dock above the chat? Okay. We can do tiny dock, hold on. Do a little of this, do a little of that. Tiny up here? You want me spraying on the chat? That's what you said? You want the spray? There you go. You want the splash? There you go. We missed. Every shop we go into, we have a 1 in 3 chance of hitting the boss reroll. But it's only 1 in 3. That's the best we can do. Sucks. Alright, go next. Django, thank you for the 5 months. I guess here's a move, okay? Here's an idea. If we see the showman, we can consider taking it. If we see it. All right, go Plinko. Oh, my onks are catching up. Embarrassing. Or sorry, my ectos are catching up to my onks. Ooh, oh. All right, DNA here. Okay. Sorry, would I change Wheel of Fortune and Ectoplasm to true RNG? As in, like, every time you spin the wheel, it's different, and then if you save scum, if you close the game and reopen it, then you spin it again and it lands on a different Joker. Close it, reopen, different Joker. Close it, reopen, different Joker. So you can always save scum and always get exactly what you want? No, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't change it to be that way. So there's a showman, but it's expensive. Okay, so every Joker we encounter in the shop has a 1 in 1200 chance of, well, it's not exactly, but it's like close. So it's like every Joker has a 1 in 1200 chance of being specifically Eternal Blueprint. So how much money does it take to see 1200 Jokers? I guess like more than we have. Yeah. Not a believer. We didn't get any cryptids there. That's great. Up on onks. Okay. Nice amount of cryptids. $1,200 rerolls? Well, we don't have to do 1,200 rerolls. because... Sorry, what are we re-rolling for? You get random negatives sometimes, like sometimes you get a negative rebate, sometimes you get a negative gift card, negative faceless joker. Sometimes we get tarot cards, which are useful. There's not a lot that are useful, but sometimes. Here's the thing, okay? People want the negative showman. You don't get the negative showman if you don't re-roll. Don't let your memes be dreams. $97. All right, check the log here. So, ante 26. You're gonna need a little bit more gas. What's the point of the rebate otherwise if we're not gonna reroll? You right. Gift card. Gift card. Hey look, it's Wiley. Hey look, it's Todd. Eternal. Can't do it. Can't do Eternals. Alright, here we go. Voucher time. Dang, we're way up on onks. Dang. At least they give me 20 bucks each because we got the gift card. Dang. Tech's gonna buy 2 VIP passes. Second VIP? That's dirty work. Nice amount of ectos. We've had a nice amount of ectos for 3 rounds. We haven't hit ectos in a long time. It's making me sad. Making me sad. All in, no retcon? We'll see. Big money, no whammies. That's 98. Full steel is 98 if we can get it. Actually, we're a little bit short. Well, all right, that one's gonna go to the believers. And we got the natural serpent. We got the natty serpent. All right, that's it. Tech got the VIP badge. Tech got the number 2 VIP badge. Tech paid 250,000 channel points for VIP 1. Tech paid 300,000 for VIP badge number 2. All right. So that means that the next one, the price goes up. The next one's gonna be 350,000 for whoever wants the next VIP. Let's see here. I gotta do it now or else I'm gonna forget. So I gotta go here. I gotta go here. Tech is, let the record show, Tech is the #1 hater. He's body blocking the VIP forever. Hold on, let's go here. Let's go. How do I viewer rewards? Channel points. There it is. All right. Let's see here. Enable channel points, manage. Okay, we're managing. We're going custom rewards. VIP badge, let's edit. Okay, change the number of points. There you go. That's it. Tech is poor again. Yuki was so close. Yuki was 25k away from getting the VIP. Now 75k away. Am I using other mods other than the Brainstorm mod? We're not using any mods that change the gameplay. We do have, hey look, it's a spaceman. We do have some mods that, you know, speed things up here. We can also stack up the consumables so it's a little bit easier to read what's going on. But we don't have anything that changes the gameplay. Why is it 369? I guess I made it a little bit over, a little bit higher. Cool for death. Alright. Why are my spectrals pink-ish? What do you mean? My spectral cards? These? Spectral packs? Spectral cards? These? Alright. Let's go Plinko. Okay. Okay. Let's go rebate. Okay. Wait, Dex says that the badge has changed color? Wait. No, I think you have a separate badge. It says you got a badge for cheering 1K. That's like $10, right? Something like that. You got 2 badges. Are you saying that you want another badge? Alright. What ante are we planning on doing the big number? We're gonna go all the way to 39. All the way. 1 second. I gotta open the door for Fable. Alright, we back. So let's go here. Go here. Wait. Oh, mods can't gambit. That's true. Yeah. You know, it could be fun. Negative Cartomancer. Not that negative hallucination isn't fun. Sorry, is Bojangles an actual fast food place in Texas? It's not just in Texas. Actually, I would say predominantly it's other places other than Texas. There's not that many in Texas. But it is good. Bojangles is my favorite fast food fried chicken place. You think I just made it up? Why would I do that? What would I gain from doing that? I'll tell you what though. I tried the Cracker Barrel for the first time like 2 days ago or something like that. I was pretty satisfied. If you ain't never been to a Cracker Barrel, you know, as far as like chain restaurants go, pretty not bad. I would say the Cracker Barrel, their biscuits were a little bit weak. And by weak, I mean hard. All right. Bang. Tech wants the sword badge. I don't know how to do that, but I'll look it up after the stream if that's alright. Have you ever had Culver's? Not that I can recall. Bojangles is way better than Raising Cane's? Absolutely. It's not even close. Tech wants mod powers. Tech, if I give you mod powers, you won't be able to gamba ever again. So the thing that people like about what is it, Raising Cane's is it's fresh, right? And that's good. But it's not seasoned well enough. It could be seasoned better. It could be more seasoned. But it is fresh. And so I think that's why I give Bojangles the edge. Because their chicken equally fresh, but slightly, actually not even slightly, much better seasoned. Alright. Blanco? Got a bunch of cryptids. Okay. Serpent? We got the retcon. Do we want to do not the serpent? And then that way we could get more money? Gloves? Alright. You know what's gonna happen? In the future, I'm gonna have to spend like 200 bucks to get the serpent. And it's gonna negate the money gain here. Sorry, what's the task that we're working on? We're trying to get the big number with Ankh, Ectoplasm, and Cryptid. Alright. If you don't know what those do, by the way, Ankh, Ectoplasm, Cryptid, look it up on the wiki. And then, after you know what they do, then you can ask questions about what do we plan on doing with them. I just want to make sure that we're, you know, on the right page here. Same page. A lot of cryptids, maybe time to use some. Well, there is a point in the future where we are forced to use cryptids. And so maybe let's wait until it's forced. So like starting now, we got 7.4 E98. In the next ante, we need E98. So next ante, we use one cryptid. Every round, one cryptid. That's it. What are we looking for in the shop right now? Negative parking. Negative showman. We're looking for a good time. That's the real answer. All right. Negative reroll. That's what we're looking for. What's up with the extension? It's not working right now because I don't have the mod installed on this profile. The Slay the Joker's extension, I don't have it installed on this profile. Zeno wants more Eternal Blueprints. If we got money later, if we have extra money later, we can shop. We can use a glass card to avoid using cryptid. Yeah, that's true. But I kinda want to use the cryptids though. Like, we have an excess. Probably we have too many. You know, some might say we have too many. Keep getting too many extras. Alright, let's go rebate. Stupid hit us with the that's a that's a Alright, at what ante do we go for the big number? We're going for all the way to ante 39, going all the way to the end. The more rounds we play, the more onks and ectoplasms we get. Alright, so let's go DNA. Had a problem joining the Discord. Yeah. So the way that you're supposed to be able to do it, you go to your Discord settings, look for connections. But then it says like, oh, you don't have the appropriate permissions. So if you disconnect it and then reconnect it, it'll update, it'll reset your permissions. Hello, Raiders. Welcome, Raffle, welcome, Raiders. This is Balatro University. Raffle mentions us every once in a while. What are we doing today? Hold on. Let's ship it. Let me make sure I got the right configuration. We're trying to get the big number. And then so you can see in the stream title it says E300,000, not E300, but E300,000. That's what we're going for. The main method is use onks and ectoplasms to copy Eternal Baron and Eternal Mime. Maybe Eternal Blueprint, maybe Eternal Brainstorm. That's a big number. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get the biggest. Maybe. Alright, we got hallucination. Look at this guy. That's $2. Hey look, here's another 20. This isn't cryptid. We're not using the cryptid mod. No. We use the brainstorm mod to set this up. So the way the brainstorm mod works is it'll find you a random seed that starts with a legendary in ante 1. So somewhere in ante 1 you could get the legendary. We started with the legendary per KO. And then from there you play it as though it's a random seed. So we can't see the seed. We don't know what's going to happen. Alright. Alright, we want to copy Plinko here. By the way, folks, if you have any questions about the quality of life mods that we're using, for example, this zoom feature on the Jokers, that comes from the Cartomancer mod. We have extra speed settings coming from the Saturn mod. You can stack up the consumables. You can skip the animations, skip the scoring animations. You could also do this, run history. You could see all of the bosses that you've encountered. You could see what the future blind sizes are going to be. Anyway, yeah, if you have any questions about the mods, feel free to ask. And then we got the TAs in chat. We'll let you know. Just give me a second on the questions. Doing a little shopping. Kurglow, 1 second. Alright. Copy Plinko here. That's too many onks. So we want to have +5, right? So let's merge that one and then sell 2. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's go back real quick. What did Kurglow ask? Kurglow wanted to know, what's the weakest Joker you can get Nan Inf with using the same method, onk encrypted? So it has to be any Joker with some kind of multiplicative effect. So not additive mult, but some kind of multiplicative effect. So like a ×2, for example, photograph. If you have photograph, you could get Nan Inf, which is onks and ectos. Ramen, weak ramen. Yeah, minimum ramen, that would work. Negative spectral sells for $30. Yep, we got a gift card. I guess I can make a steel one here. Yeah, we also got negative rebate. Alright, so DNA. Oop. Weakest would be 1.1 constellation. Yeah, 1.1 constellation, or you could go even lower with ramen. 1 cryptid. Alright, the one that you can't do is Cavendish, because Cavendish can't be eternal. So the important thing here, the Ankh destroys your jokers, so in order to make more copies, they have to be eternals. Also, the Ankh removes negative. So if you start out with a negative, the new copy won't be negative. You need Ankh and Ectoplasm, not just Ankh. Alright. We need to do the flower pot. I think it's like 300 flower pots or something like that. In theory. Wait, it's not 300. How many flower pots is it? Hey, look at this. We could take a certificate. Hmm. I'm tempted. Think about the rebate value. So that's true, but we have 220 cards. Oh, I gotta turn this off. So we got this is the Cartomancer mod. Deck view here. Where is it? Compact deck. Limit the size. There we go. That's what the deck actually looks like. It's actually 3 times its size. Alright. So here's the thing about the certificate, right? Think about it this way. You go into the Serpent. This adds cards to your hand. So this increases your hand size by 10 or whatever. You could do certificate and burglar. You could do both. 324 flower pots. I'm so tempted. We could... Fine. Alright. What about loyalty card? Yeah, you can Nanyup with the loyalty card. It'd be difficult. Is there a highest deck size record? Probably. We've gotten over 1,000. Alright. So, go next. What about hand size? By like copying hand size jokers? We've gotten up to like hand size 70. Alright. Face cards face down. Do I want to deal with that? Not really. Diamonds? No. Extra large. You got me. We should have taken the certificate. Here's why. I'll tell you why we should have taken the certificate. If you take the certificate, whatever one card gets added, you delete it with the trading card. It would have been so sick. I'm upset. I'm disappointed in myself. And I'm also disappointed in you. But I'm more disappointed in myself. But you lose money with the discard. That's true. Alright, you sold me. Alright, let's go here. Fable, you want out? Fable wants out. I just let you in. Alright, we're back. is the bean trick allowed? No, this is done completely glitchless. Did we use 3 ectoplasms? Yes. So we've used 3, and then we have the next one's -4. Negative trading card. I wouldn't say it goes hard, but it does do a little dance. Every round it does a little dance. Sleepy wants to know if I've tried the handy mod yet. I haven't. Sorry, Sleepy. I'll tell you why. Because I've been doing the Nanim speed runs. You can't use the handy mod because it, it makes it faster. Well, kind of. Barely. Makes the card selection faster. Can we get a swashbuckler check? We could check a bonkler. You want to check the bonkler? It's right here. 497. All right. Are we still? I forgot how much we scored last time. Is it still? It's 120. So we just one cryptid here. Oh, how do we get the spectral cards in the inventory upstairs? Yeah, the one way to do it is with 6 Sense. Another way to do it is with Seance. We've done a couple of these runs. We did one with 6 Sense, one with Seance. A couple different ways to do it. Cryptid? Just one, right? Why keep the ectos? Because Ankh, when it creates copies, the new copies aren't negative. So we still need ectoplasms. How does the doc do this without chat? See, I don't do it without chat. I do a little bit on, on YouTube video, and then I finish it up live. I do the boring part live, because then it gives me something to do. Is the world record for highest score in a seeded run? Yeah, probably. It's been done with similar kind of technology. But instead of just like, we have 5 blueprints and a brainstorm, it's been done with maybe like 100 blueprints. So every round you're making 100 consumables. That's been done on a set seed. Sorry, what vouchers are on the left? Oh, it's just Tarot Merchant and Planet Merchant. So we have all the vouchers except for the 2 Merchant vouchers, which are the ones that make the shop bad. SA Suit, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Caleb's Coffee, thank you for the Prime sub. Die Hard Battery, thank you for the 3 months. Alright, copy Plinko. Why don't I live stream to YouTube as well? I would have to set it up, and I haven't set it up. This sucks. We got way more ectoplasms than onks. How did we end up with so many ectoplasms? Probably do something like that. You want to have like 4 or 5 more onks than ectos. Stop selling? I mean, it's out of control. Gotta balance it out. Takes an average of 243 shops to have a 50% chance of seeing an eternal blueprint. Okay. How much money is that? 243 shops. Alright. DNA. Okay, it only takes, you're saying it only takes $30,000 in one shop? Or 9,000 in two shops? That's not that much savings. Why did it stop rerolling at 27? Because we were doing 25 and then Tech said, can we go one more? And then so we did one more. Now we reroll 26 times. Let's go ahead and do one of these. Yeah, for folks just tuning in, you know, if you weren't here earlier when we were setting up, Stupid, community member Stupid, just got the NanInf speedrun world record in 1 hour and 4 minutes. That's 64 minutes. NanInf. That happened today, a couple hours ago. Link? It's not available yet. Like, it just happened today. The footage is recorded, but it's not out in the wild yet. Don't forget this boss blind is the needle. Thank you. Thank you for that reminder. Yeah, since we have the retcon and we can always reroll the boss, usually I wait until we get to the boss and then do it. All right. Extra ectos again. All right. Play only one hand? Nah. Base chips and multi-tab? Yeah, that's fine. What things are we looking for in the shop? Random negative jokers. Mostly. Our joker slots are kind of maxed out right now, so there's not that much that we can gain from shopping, but also it doesn't really cost us that much money to shop, so might as well. Sorry. Blazepan asked a question. What's my favorite childhood snack? Okay, 1 second. Favorite snack, but like from my childhood? I ate a lot of pretzels. Little tiny twists pretzels. I think the waffles are the best. Snyder's? No, not Snyder's pretzels. The rolled gold. Here's the thing. I don't like a pretzel that's too crunchy. I don't like a pretzel that's too hard. I don't like those sourdough pretzel bites. I like the little tiny twists. Pretzel sticks. Pretzel grids. Give me the waffles. Peanut butter filled pretzels? Nah, just a pretzel. Soft pretzel. Yeah. I'll go to the mall. I'll mess with a soft pretzel. It's like, you know, you gotta go to the mall, you gotta pay the mall tax. You gotta get the soft pretzel tax. Alright, we're up on onks again. Cool. Alright, looks like we're in the 2 cryptid territory. I think we're in the 2 cryptid territory. Pretzel bun burger, that sounds like a good idea. Alright, 2 cryptids. Dang. How to get better at gold stake? Have you completed the Jokerless challenge? Let me tell you about the Jokerless challenge. When you strip away the jokers, okay? It makes it much easier to get a handle on like how much you're scoring with each hand. I think that's useful information. I think that's good practice. Also gives you a better appreciation for how to use your tarot cards effectively. Yeah. Good practice. Obviously, it's limited, but you know, when you're playing on the higher stakes, sometimes you get some stinky shops, right? Sometimes you get eternal jokers that you don't want to take. Sometimes you get, what is it? Rentals and perishables that you don't want to take. And then so you need to learn how to be scrappy. You got to learn how to survive without jokers, at least for a little while. So I think that's part of it. I think, you know, if you can win Jokerless 3 in a row, that's going to give you a better chance at beating higher stakes. I think practice on a deck that's easier for you. So not all decks are created equal. Some are more difficult than others, straight up. And then so maybe find a deck that you don't hate and then practice on that one. I recommend... Checker deck is probably the easiest to get your first ever Jokerless win, but like for consistency, I think the yellow deck is easier overall to win like back-to-back yellow deck runs. Blue deck also. So like the thing about the yellow deck is you get the extra money, but if you don't know how you're supposed to use the extra money, then the extra money doesn't actually help you, right? I think, you know, as another quick tip to get better at gold stake, don't be afraid of eternal jokers. Eternal jokers that just straight up help you survive the early game. So like Eternal Mystic Summit or Eternal Abstract Joker, just plus 15 mult, that's enough. Just be satisfied that that's enough. Don't be afraid of chips jokers. So like the lower level hands, they don't have any chips, so they don't score any points. If you play a flush, you get chips from all of the cards that you play. So your starting flush is 60, 70 chips. Same with, you play a gay hand, it's going to be 60 to 70 chips starting, level 1. The thing that's powerful about the chips jokers is it allows you to create something from nothing. That's the way that I describe it. So if I get a joker that gives me 50 chips, that means my flushes are going to be 50% stronger, but my high card is going to score as much as half of a flush. So if I play high card twice, it's easier to play high card twice than it is for me to play to play a flush, right? I could play high card 4 times every time. I can play 2 flushes some of the times. And so that's kind of like a hack for higher stakes. Not high cards specifically, but pairs. Pairs are very consistent, spammable hand. So what you want to do is you want to look for what are the game pieces that enable me to spam pairs. Enable me to be successful with pairs. If I see Eternal Slide Joker in Ante 1, I take it. 50 chips, Eternal, I take it. Learn the Joker pool. Okay, there's like 60 uncommons, there's 60 commons. Study it, okay? How many jokers give you chips? How many jokers give you plus molt? How many jokers give you money at different rarities? How many jokers are scaling? And so if you're like, okay, I'm on a certain run and I'm missing something, I'm looking for something, how is the way that I get the thing that I'm missing? If I see a banner and I know that there's not that many jokers that give me chips, if I don't take the banner, I may never find chips ever again. So I got to take the banner. Even though it's only 60 chips when you have 2 discards on the gold stake. Number 1 tip for getting better at gold stakes, just play around and find out. Just mess around. Experiment. Whatever you're afraid of, whatever you think is going to be unsuccessful, try it anyway. I have too many onks. Sorry. We got way too many onks. One more. $1.5 mult can carry. Agree. Yeah, random polychrome. Could be. Alright, let's go DNA. And 2 cryptids. Massive deck we have. We've done bigger. And it'll get bigger still once we use all the cryptids later. Here, all of those extra cryptids are coming in handy. Since we're using 2 cryptids every round, we get to convert cryptids into onks and ectoplasms. I guess my question is, at what point do we skip? And the answer may be never. Never skip. We probably should reroll the boss into the serpent. That's it. We should reroll the boss into the serpent so we can save cryptids. E40, 141 with 2 cryptids, so we're good here. Yeah. Should we spend more money in the shop to try to find the negative showman? I don't think we need a negative showman. I think you save your money until the end, and you just get a normie showman. So the amount of money that we're spending is loosely based on how much money we're earning. So that we end up with, you know, spend half of what you earn, and then that way you get to spend a lot now and still have more later. Cool. Up on onks. Sorry, that's too many. We want to go +5 on onks compared to ectoplasms. Here we use 2 cryptids. Aren't eternal blueprints a necessity? Not necessary, but it does help. We do have an eternal blueprint here. We also have eternal brainstorm. We got both. Trading card disappointed again. I'm not sacrificing the money. We got the rebate money. 2 cryptids. Alright. You want to see the boss history? Okay. I don't know what order this is in. I don't know how to interpret this, but this is the history. These are the bosses. Top is most recent. Aaron, thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Top is most recent. You're saying, so this is now. Okay. Brusco. Okay. Grossier? Vonyuchi. Can we see the Violet Vessel or Heart without re-rolling? No? Unless we've re-rolled in the past. I don't think so. You know what? We have, here's this one. Puzzolente. Is the doc Italian? Not the last time I checked. Bottom half Chinese though. Let's go rebate here. Plus one onk. So go -1. Honorary Italian? I know gelato. Two cryptids. Do we have antimatter already? Yes, we have antimatter. The only vouchers that we don't have are the shop vouchers. We don't have the Terra Merchant, we don't have the Planet Merchant on purpose. Correction, non-eternal burglar would be found? I don't know what you're referring to. What do you mean would be found? Got a profit in the chat. What are the spare ectoplasms for? 1 second. Let me just go one more. Sorry, who's gonna get to the question first? Me or my TAs? Hold on. Let me go one more. 20 bucks. All right, we gotta stop. Okay, go again. All right, Plinko. This boss, we want the serpent so we can save cryptids. There's a serpent. But it cost me rebate money. It's worth it for the cryptids. Maybe. Snap off a king. It's gone forever. Trading card happy? But what about me? What about my feelings? Sorry, no apologies. Please shoot the question again. Yeah. Okay, so The reason why we need the ectoplasms is because when Ankh makes copies, the copies won't be negative. So you need to make them negative. That's what the ectoplasms are for. Am I getting a Nintendo Switch 2? I don't really see a reason to. I guess, like, the main reason to get Nintendo Switch 2 is it makes the Pokemon game playable. They fixed it, finally. But I don't own the Pokemon game, so I guess I don't... Like, in the overworld, the Pokemon actually show up now. It can spawn more than 2 at a time now. I guess that's cool. The Drizzler has played the Pokemon for already 500 hours. Okay, and then got the Switch 2. And it's a whole new game. I see. I see. Hold on. We got to go back. There was a question from... No apologies. Do I think driver's license needs a buff? Seems like a weak rare. You know, no apologies. I would say... A lot of people would disagree with you about weak rare. Like, you know, what is it? Hit the Road, for example. Hit the Road is the one where you got to discard jacks, and you get X mult for discarding jacks, and it resets every round. What's nice about the driver's license, once it's on, it's on. You don't have to do any work. And so, well, okay. If you get it early, it's not going to do very much early, but then it turns on later. And so that's kind of like all of these other scaling X mult. So like... Throwback is not a good example, I'll admit, but you know, the hologram or constellation or madness or whatever. It's or vampire, right? So it's kind of nice that you can just pick it up and just add it to any run, and then it's huge. And so I think the versatility of it is what makes it powerful. And so like, in your runs, if you're finding like, oh, every time I see the driver's license, I never have 16 enhanced cards. Well, maybe this is a play mistake that you're making. Maybe you're not making enough enhanced cards in the earlier parts of your runs. And then so that way when the driver's license does show up, you're ready for it. Skill issue? I mean, it's just one of those things where like, it's easy to not understand what is the impact of things like making mult cards and things like making bonus cards. Oh, just +4 mult here, just +30 chips there. Like, how big of a difference could it even make compared to what my jokers are doing? And this is why, for folks who want to get better at Gold Stake, I highly recommend practicing Jokerless Challenge and getting a better understanding of how the, you know, different hero cards, when do they matter, when do they not matter? The enhanced cards. Alright, too many onks. What's Parkeo's sell value currently? Currently 50 bucks from our trade or gift card. Yeah, what does it mean to be skillful at Balatro? Like, where is the skill coming from? So, like, you can learn what all the jokers do. So, like, if I show you a picture, like, oh, I know what that joker is. I know what the name is. I know what the effect is. But that doesn't necessarily mean you understand how it fits into the landscape, right? If I give you a joker, you can tell me that it's a mult joker. I could ask you, okay, well, how many plus mult jokers are there? And you could tell me what the number is. Okay, but that doesn't really explain, like, okay, at what point do I want this or do I want that? That kind of stuff. You just got to play around and find out. Experiment. Every Balatro run is a little puzzle. That's the dream. That's the design goal. The design goal is you should be required to do a little thunking. Figure some stuff out. You gotta play with what's been offered to you. Play with what's been dealt to you. And I think on the white stake, the game is balanced in such a way where it doesn't really matter. The game is easy enough that you can always force, just do whatever you want every time. You can get there eventually. But obviously that's not true about, you know, new-ish players. If you're new-ish to the game, then you don't have that command, you don't have that control over the game. I think one of the first lessons that you learn is with money, a lot of things are possible. And so that's part of the game. Part of the game is figuring out how much money can I make each round without dying. How long can I hold on to my mail-in rebate before I gotta swap it for something that scores points? Three cryptids. Are we hemorrhaging too many cryptids? Or is this fine? I'm inclined to say it's probably fine. You want to know how many chips are on the bull? I mean, you could just calculate it yourself. It's 2 times the amount of money you have, but there it is. 37,000. Here's the thing about Balatro, right? The game is only a year and a half old, right? So everything anyone knows about the game is only a year and a half old. And I'm not saying that it's going to take you a whole year to get good at the game. But all the people you think of as being really good at the game, everything they know, they learned in a year. So, you know, you could get there too. Can I help you with a proof of local eigenvalue statistics in Wigner matrices? Cheatler, is this real? Are you real right now? Are you actually studying this thing, or did you look up random matrix theory because I mentioned it? And you're just trolling me. Alright, let's go one of these. Sorry, hold on. I didn't see the response from Edler. We gotta get the serpent. Started learning it after I said it. Alright, let's go copy the rebate and then be sad. Gone forever. Oh well. You know what? We should discard the steel ones and keep the gold ones. Oop. Alright. You open planet packs, but don't take the plutonium. Why is that? Yeah, so, I mean, we said this before. Our high card is already at a nice level here. But if you think about this mathematically, okay, so, you know, if it has 69 molt, and if I take a Pluto card and goes +1, what percentage does that increase my score? As a percentage, how much does that increase my score? Okay, but that's just one planet card. What if you open 100 Celestial packs and you get 100 additional levels, and you get another 100 from shopping? You know, we're doing like 25 rerolls per shop, actually 26. And so maybe I increase my high card level by 200 more than it currently is. Then my high card level, let's say it's 5 times as big. 5 times as big is not an additional E. That's the thing. How much is 1E? 1E is times 10, right? So the difference between E150, E151, 152, it's 10 times, 10 times. Anyway, it's a lot of work for very little value. That's the short answer. The short answer is it's a lot of work for very little value. Why do we open the booster packs in the first place? Because hallucination gives us temperance sometimes. And then we do a little dance. You can't see it, but I'm dancing right now. I'm styling right now. Question. Keeps the doc on his toes. Keeps the doc awake. That's real. It's been a long day. Any tips for a player stuck on orange stake? So the new thing about orange stake is the perishable jokers. I guess. Couple notes. 1 second. Alright, I gotta do this first, and then I gotta figure out we got too many onks. So we go down to 102. Okay. Okay, then we go rebate. And 164 is 3 cryptids. I think it's 3 cryptids. All right, 1 here, DNA. Go 1, 2, 3 cryptids. All right, so the question was how do you get better at orange stake, right? You're going through all the stakes. We figured out purple stake, we got that one down. Now we got orange is the next one. Orange is the one that has perishable jokers. How do we deal with perishable jokers? Well, there are certain jokers that can't be perishable at all. What are those jokers? Those are the stacking jokers. So like ride the bus, green joker, red card. Those cannot be perishables. So on one hand, you know, it's like, oh, just get these. And it's like, well, you know, maybe they didn't show up in my run, and so, you know, maybe I don't get those, right? They are common jokers, and there are a lot of them. All right, so one more cryptid here. So it's 4 cryptids now. Anyway, do that. We should write it down. 4 cryptids. Anyway, stacking jokers. And it's not just the chips, or not just the molt stackers, but also the chip stackers and the X molt stackers. All the stacking jokers can't be perishables. And so what this means is sometimes they show up as rentals, sometimes they show up as eternals. And you might be thinking, ah, eternal rental, that sounds stinky. That sounds expensive. I can't do this rental joker. Even though, you know, maybe it could be a good joker. I'm telling you that it's worth it. I'm telling you that because it's stacking, because it gets more points without taking up more space, it's worth it. That's one thing. Okay, so the other thing is a lot of new... So the whole roguelike experience, you want to just kind of roll with the punches and take what's ever offered to you. And so you get like a couple jokers in the first 3 antes, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to build my whole run around this. You know, around this flush joker or this straights joker or whatever it is. This aces joker. I'm going to build the whole run around this because that's what we got early. Don't be afraid to pivot into something that's easier to pull off, easier to execute. So don't be too attached to the first couple jokers that you get. And so that's going to help with the perishable jokers. Like, if you get perishable jokers, you take them. And then don't be afraid to get rid of them. You got to be light on your toes. Look for role players. So each different joker serves a different role. So there's value generating jokers, money generating jokers, tarot card generating jokers, value generating jokers. There's plus mult jokers, are different from X mult jokers, are different from chips stacking jokers. And so you want to figure out like, okay, well, if I have this thing as perishable and I'm running out of time on that thing, what role is it filling? How do I replace that role? Those are things to think about. This might be too expensive, cryptids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get 7 consumables every round. It costs us 4 cryptids. Are we bleeding too many? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm funking right now. Jack wants to know, did I pin that one comment in that one video ironically? Or am I a staunch Christian? I guess if if you're curious about that, then maybe watch a little bit more. I'm gonna let you solve that puzzle yourself. I don't want to rob you of, puzzles are fun, and so maybe this is one that's not too hard to figure out, and so I don't want to rob you of that experience. Figuring it out on your own. Side quest, yeah. Maybe watch more than one video. Maybe start there. Maybe watch more than, just the first 10 minutes. Maybe don't just skip to the last 5 minutes. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you homework. Alright, let's go copy Plinko here. Just like that. Alright, a little bit up on Onks. We can split one, sell one. Reroll for the Serpent. Riddle was at 115 of both Onks and Ectos. And so we can kind of do something similar, okay? Sure. Yeah, but in general, sometimes I use the pinned comment in different ways. So sometimes if someone says something especially silly, then I'll pin it, and then so everyone can respond to it, and then everyone can see the response. Everyone can figure it out together. Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes if someone asks a really good question and I respond to it, then I'll pin it so that everyone can see the response to the very good question. Context clues. Read the room. Situation. Alright. Are we going for last ante? That's what I thought we were doing, but it seems like it's costing us a lot of cryptids every round. When we use 4 cryptids, how much do we score? Only 4 cryptids in Ante 32. I think we could do 4. Uzo, hello, welcome. Alright, we might implement the skip. Never mind, it's fine. Full skip after 32. I think I want to go one more. Oh. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, it's time. It's time to surrender. Let's see here. Okay, it's not too late. Can we ecto and use burglar? Ectoplasm into burglar? I don't know if we... Technically, we would profit. That's true. Hey look, it's Northern Lion. Okay. Plus 8 onks? That's not good. 6 is probably okay. That's within the margin of error. Okay. I don't want to shuffle my Jimbos. We don't have hand size to do another ecto. That's what it looks like to me, yeah. Next one costs 4. DNA. 4 cryptids. 1, 2, 3, 4. This draw was a little bit stinky. That's okay. Do that. Swap burglar for DNA? Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. We swap out DNA, put in the burger. Bleeding a good amount of cryptids. True. We get 7 cards per round. This is a problem. I think we just got bad RNG, actually. So, what I mean by that is, we got way too many onks. Way more onks than we needed. We sold probably 30 onks. No. Yeah, too many onks. Okay, before we cash out, install the debug mod so that we can do a save state and an FPS counter. We can do some experiments. If there's time, we could do some experiments. We wait until the hand finished today. We calculated last time. We said it would take like a week, right? All right. Copy the rebate. Yeah, we did it last time. We let it play out last time. Not, you know, obviously we didn't let it play out the whole night, but we let it play out a little bit. All right, do one of these. How is it possible to get above E306? I mean, you can keep making more kings and stuff like that and keep... The game is not going to show the number. So you're not going to be able to see the number, but you'll know in your heart you got the big number. Get the external calculator. You like my nice tall deck? 415 cards? Thick. Nice thick deck. We're going to cash out in this ante. We're going to do a couple anti-serpents. We're going to do a couple of serpent rerolls. We're going to go to 39. Okay. Is this efficient to go for 39 in terms of max score? Yeah. Because right now it's costing us cryptids to survive. Costing us too many cryptids. And it's okay if we convert some cryptids into onks, some cryptids into ectoplasms. But we don't want to hemorrhage too many. I'm surprised that we're still, after all this time, after 400 cards, we're still able to draw gold cards. This is what the deck looks like, by the way. Maybe it's like 1 out of 7 or something like that. DNA. One, two, three, four. We'll skip starting next ante. Yep, that's the plan. Yeah, so you skip to the serpent. The serpent allows you to win without cryptids. And if we win without cryptids, then we can make more cryptids. Base reveal when? A year ago. You're too late. Got him. Okay. So we do have an option. If we are ahead, we could trade 5. 5 cryptids turn into 7 consumables, but I don't think we should do that. Actual math on when you should be skipping is actually pretty easy. You just figure out, okay, how many consumables am I using each round? How many consumables am I making each round? That's it. Hey, look at this guy. It's all shiny. Maybe something to keep in mind. When you do make a bunch of copies, they're not all going to be the same thing. So out of the 7 copies that we make, so there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of the 7 copies that we make, you're going to get maybe 2 or 3 cryptids on average. Right? So if you use 4 to gain 3, use 4 to gain 3, then you're going down cryptids. And if we're up on cryptids, then it's okay to go down. Naninf baseball card? We did. So the thing about baseball card is it only counts your uncommons. It doesn't count itself. So if you want to do Naninf baseball card, you got to do baseball card plus whatever your favorite uncommon is. And we already did stencil. With 80 stencils, we got the... Actually 100 stencils. Stencil Naninf. Using similar technology. Onks and Ectos. So we could take the Showman. Trading card plus baseball card. Zano, that's the only correct answer. You know what that means? That means you need an eternal trading card and an eternal baseball card. Which sounds like a riot. Cats are quicker, thank you for the 2 months. This Tears, thank you for the 4 months. So we could take Showman instead of DNA. And we can get that blueprint that everyone wants. You want the eternal blueprint? There's a burger. So we have money. So here's an option, okay? Sell a blueprint, take the burger, keep the Showman. We make 1 less consumable, but we can shop more. We got 20,000 bucks. We have 6 shops. Keep all the blueprints. I mean, we got the money. Too soon to give up on the dream. I think you're right. I think it is too soon to give up on the dream. We can get Chip in the last shop. Well, if we the longer we hold on to it, the cheaper it is. Think about all the temperance money we're gonna lose. Do we need the burglar? We don't need the burglar immediately. I guess like right now, we don't need the burglar. We could get the burglar next shop. Whoa. Chip, what are you doing back there? Okay, but we need to find a burglar that's not eternal. $50 rerolls might be too much. If we're gonna go for Eternal Blueprint 2, yeah, we're gonna go for Eternal Blueprint number 2. We're gonna go for it. Not like right this second, but before the end of the run, before the end of the night, we're gonna go for it. All right, go next. Serpentine. Alright. We play one of these. And snap off one of these. And discard one of these. Play one of these. Animation skip? I suppose we could. A little bit less dramatic. So, 18 cards in hand. This is not enough, right? If I do this. Right. So, is this one cryptid, or are we good here? One cryptid for safety? We could get out the calculator. We could just calculate it. I think it's close. I think it's short. Do the math. Ah, there we go. We did the math. Bang. All right, so that's 225 off of one cryptid. Okay. Bean? No. Can't take Eternal Burglar. That's an issue. Can't take Invisible. Michelle can hang out with us. This is a brainstorm? Not Eternal. Time to get spooky? There's a showman. No burger. Erosion. Okay. I go next. First hand face down, doesn't matter, we go Serpent. Last time we said one cryptid just to be safe. This should be the same. It should just be the same as last time. $225, same as last time. Now it's 231, so it's 2 cryptids. Michelle left immediately? I don't blame her. We're up to some nonsense right now. I don't blame her for leaving. Alright. No, not the mime. Gonna cost me 2 cryptids. Hey, look. He's back. Michelle has no respect for science. Alright, listen. Like, we can't miss the burger. We don't have infinite money. We do got a lot of money, but we don't have infinite money. There's a Chad. Okay. Okay. I've seen a lot of trading cards. I've seen a lot of luchadors. You would think the same rarity as the burglar. There's an Eternal Baron. We don't want. Eternal Baron again? No burger. No burger. Alright. Alright, you got me. You got me this time. We can reroll more, we can spend more, that's true. Yeah. Alright, gold, gone. Oop. Kurglos has too many ectos. I guess we can remove 2. But we don't need to go much lower than that. This is fine. There's 300 of these. That probably doesn't change that much. That's fine. Alright, here we go. Baron, Mime, 2 cryptids. So this is the 225. And then this one wins. Yeah. $247. 247 doesn't win. Okay. There's a brainstorm. Dang, we got no hallucination on that last one. Crazy. All right. We don't want the mime. I think we gotta drop the showman in order to find the burger. I think we take the bean here. I think we missed on the blueprint, and that's okay. That's it. We missed. Gotta find that burger. Showman again? Nope. Oh. Eternal burger. You son of a biscuit. That's not good. It is somewhat likely. It's 30%. 30% for the Eternal Burger. Could do DNA instead of the bean. That's better, right? Marginally. Okay. I think we got to cut our losses and go next. Yikes. We can keep going. True. Agree. Copy the DNA. Okay. We need to, you know, we got to play every round anyway. We got to skip and then play a couple more shops anyway. We still draw the gold cards after all this time. All right. DNA. And then Baron and Mime. Throw away this one. So that's 212. That's 236. This wins. Okay. $269. Cutting it close? Yeah, maybe. We get the burger here, no problem. We get the burger. There was a spare hand that time? Yeah. Okay. Absolute focus. We gotta lock in. We gotta get the burger. We gotta manifest. Okay? Full temperance. There we go. Surely it appears when you need it. That's an eternal burger. That's an RIP. Okay. It comes back around. All right, it comes back around, but it's gonna be eternal a third time. My goodness. So, okay. There's the showman. Saki Busky. No burger. What rarity is the burglar? It's an uncommon. That's what we call it. It's an uncommon. I should have copied the hallucination there. All right. Keep going until $100. We've got 2 more shops. Excelente. There's the serpent. Okay. So we're gonna do DNA first. Like that. Okay. Baron Mime. Like that. Okay. Sorry, let's go rebate here. Okay, Baron Mime. So does this win? I think it does. Safe. Yeah, I'm thinking it does. So there it is, 79. Okay. Okay. All right. So this one, if we want to do it, we need one cryptid. Okay, E20 per cryptid, that makes sense. Okay. Looking for money. There's Temperance, huge. Okay. All right. DNA for a burger. We did it. I mean, we're not done yet. I mean, that's part of it. That's part of the recipe, but we're not, you know, we're not completely done yet. We can do a little bit more re-rolling if you want. I guess just negatives, right? Sleepy says just go next. Sleepy trying to go to bed. Ola. Oh, that's a move that we could do. We can reroll to 150. Yeah, but we don't have to. So let's go. Let's get percolating here. Okay, we got some Onks. We got some Ectos. Burglar. Huge. Look at them. Look at all those guys. Sorry, Ninja Warrior Kitty. Gave out a gifted sub 8 minutes ago. We're so locked in right now, I'm sorry. We need absolute focus. There we go. Serpentine. 26 hands. You don't say. Baron. Trading card gonna dance forever. There you go. Bang. So that's plus 20. That's 65. So if we go one more, it's 85. If we go one more, check this out. Saturn mod, pause after scoring. Are you ready? Quick time. Grab the mime, put it over here. Get the money. That's it. 300 bucks. I mean, was it? This is the end. This is the ante. This is the 39. This is the one. Nan. Okay. Get the vouchers? Wait, I want 20 bucks here. Boom. So, all right, we got a nice amount of money. We can do a little bit of re-rolling. What do we... Bean time? Is it? So you need to keep all the blueprints in order to copy the burglar, right? Need $500 to reroll the serpent. Yeah. Okay. So... we could take the showman. This is what it costs us. If we do the showman, we get one less... like, let's say we miss. It's not worth it. I mean, it'll cost us maybe like 0.5%. The chance is nil. The chance is so small, but the cost is so small. It would cost us like 5 cryptids worth. Do it for the gamba? For the tension? Alright. 57 bucks, let's go. Brainstorm? Mime? No, that doesn't do anything. Hey, look, a to-do list. Alright. We could always cash out at any time. If a vanilla blueprint shows up, we could just take it. We can cash out anytime. And unless, of course, we just run out of money. Which is also, by the way, possible. Maybe I should have taken the chariot. Uh-oh. $100 rerolls. Uh-oh. There's a bean. Oh no. I think we're out of money here. Gotta make this decision myself? Okay. So it's like... we get 30 more rerolls, right? If it's... yeah. Okay. 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 Baron doesn't do it. Okay. Okay. Hermie, okay. Well, that's it, I guess. All right. Excelente. We have enough money. If we miss the serpent the first time, we can get it the second time. There it is. Copy the burglar. All right, let's do this. Let's do that. Are you ready? "26 hands." Okay, but now I am gonna do this. Remove the animations. All right. This doesn't matter, right? We just play our hands. Get rid of the stinky ones. Let's do this. Let's go Baron here. Let's go Mime here. Save a hand to make a save. That's a good idea. We got the Nan. We did it. Okay. So let's do this. It was suggested we're going to back up the save file just in case. Let's go grab one of these and put it over here. We've created a backup. That goes there. Okay. Now, to-do list is gone. Trading card is gone. Now the hard part. Do I have the Naninf crash fix? I do have it installed, yes. I do. And if we don't have it installed, then we could just go grab it, right? Alright. Okay, so you got Blueprint, you got Brainstorm. What was the thing? What was we split the onks or we split the ectoplasms? Which one do we dispense? Split the ectos. Split the onks. I'm hearing two different things. I trust Tech. Tech was here last time. So I should be able to do this, right? Use Ecto. Oh. It was the opposite. It was we did the wrong one. Hold on. Tech says, oops, that was the opposite. Tech! Now I gotta sell all my jokers again. Tech! Alright. Alright, so we expand ectos. Those are the ectos. We grab the onk. Is here. Okay. Ectos are here, onk is here. So ecto, negative, negative. So here's the moment of truth. What's gonna happen when we onk? Extra hand? We will. Brainstorm? Baron. Okay, this is fine. What you do is you make a bunch of barons, you put all the brainstorms on the mines. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, so it looks like this. This is how you do it. Okay. If we get too many brainstorms, that would be bad. Get worse. Get worse. Okay, Baron. Okay. Get worse. Baron, brainstorm. Baron, brainstorm. Baron. Sorry, I'm not sure about the stream delay, but I am calling these out before they appear, right? What do you mean get worse? It's fine. Look, it's even. Barons and brainstorms. Okay, okay. All right. So what do you think? 50-50 Baron or brainstorm? Probably brainstorm. We got a blue one. That's what I meant. Brainstorm. Baron. Uh-oh. Getting worse. Mime? That's great. We take those. Okay. Okay. Blueprint is huge. Blueprint is hugely important. Yeah, we got a blue one. Hey, we got a blue one. All right. We do need to keep count at some point. Oh, we got so many blue ones. Yum. Okay, 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 okay. So let's do this. Let's count the barons. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 barons. 12 barons. That's plus 3 barons. Okay. We're up to 15 barons. $15 out of 33, that's basically half. That's so good. Okay. Alright, so that's plus 4 barons. That takes us to 19. Blueprint made a comeback? It did, in a big way. Blueprints are great because you can move them. Okay, so this is why people are asking before, or, you know, like, oh, can we get another eternal blueprint? Because if I have more blueprints, then you have complete flexibility about where you put them. Now it's even, 20 and 19. Huge. All right. All right, that one didn't go as well. Kind of stinky. So now 21 barons. Okay. Sorry about any questions in chat. We got to focus. Okay, that's plus 5. There should be 26 barons now. Oh, look at you. Look at you all helping me count. That's so nice. I'm glad I'm doing this live. All right, so we got 26. Okay, 2 barons on that one. 28. Not so nice on that one, true. All right, 3 more. 31. Roughly even. Out of 36, roughly even. That's great. Eddie, welcome back. Eddie, you're just in time. We're doing the thing. Okay. That's 3. Oh, we got so many blue ones. That's huge. That's 37 barons. Yeah, welcome in, Eddie. Eddie, we got a nice amount of jokers already. All right. That's +5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes us to 42. Okay. Oops, all mimes. There we go. 3 barons. Now 45. That was just 2. $47 out of 87. So we're actually ahead on blueprints. We can actually switch some blueprints to mimes. That's massive. That's 4. Okay. That's a lot of blue ones. That's a lot of blue ones. This happened last time. Oh, man. All right, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did it. For sure we did it. Yeah. Oh, they're all blue. This is a work of art. This is a masterpiece. All right, what's the count? Sorry, where did we left off? What's the count? $64 on the barons. Okay, I'm seeing 64. I went a little bit fast on the last one. I'm seeing a lot of 64s. Okay. I saw 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is my last onk. Wait. I got a few more onks. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got a nice amount of barons now. Okay, a couple more onks. Okay. Blue here. Extra ecto. Extra ecto. Extra onk. Extra onk. Okay. Okay. All right. 5774. So how many do we have to, what's the difference? How many blueprints do we move onto the mimes? That's what we got to calculate. I'll do the cryptids. Let's do this. Split all the cryptids. Play hands before cryptids. Save before cryptids. Yeah, I guess. Nah, I'm just gonna use them. Oh, you're right. So, sorry. We said it was how many? How many? What's the count? Sorry, go back again. What's the count? Let me scroll up. So it was 5774. Okay. So that means we move 8. Okay. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. Does it add up? Maybe. Looks about right. So we have the animation skip on. So if we push this, nothing happens. Well, not nothing happens. Can we zoom? Yeah, we could zoom. All right, and then now we want to make a save. We want to make a backup. We can make a backup. We can make a save. We could go here. We can go get one of those. All right. Now we have a backup. It lagged a little. Just a little. No debug plus. I got a plan for that. Yeah, I got a plan. So we know what happens if we push the button, right? It just instantly it says Nan, and then that's it. And then we don't actually get to see anything. All right, hold on. There's only 10 more. So this is the hand. And even 300, how about that? Okay. Did we figure out how many? We said it was 47 and then 74, and then we moved 8 of them, right? So 74 minus 8 is 66. 57 plus 8 is 65. Okay, yeah. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We saw what happens if we skip the animations, right? Oh, you want the swashbuckler check? Hold on. Pause. So we had for a long time, we had the negative gift card. Now we have 130 jokers. And now that we have 130 jokers, Bonkler, 760. Okay. So this is 65 mimes. Blueprints and brainstorms. We got 65 mimes. We have 66 barons. There you go. Animations on, normal speed. Are you ready? 300 cards in hand. Uh-oh. Oh, we did it! We did it! we went to the shadow realm. Oh man. Hold on. Rido, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Beard, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Why not use talisman? Hold. Okay, everybody hold. Stupid, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. All right, we gotta go. I gotta push this button. Hold on. Can you see this? Okay. So let's go. It was 299 technically. Okay. Do that. Okay. And then we go jokers. So I want the count to be 66 barons. Where's the barons at? Oop. Okay, there's the barons. 66 of those. 65 mimes. Alright, predictions? Emote only? Alright, here we go. 299 cards. It's E470,000. That's correct. E470,000. All right, but I'm going to close this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. Let's turn this off and turn this on. And then go here. Is it going to load? It is going to load. All right. We got a new Balatro. Okay, this one has the talisman mod. Talisman mod, you could get the big number. Okay. Also, we got the debug mode. Right, so you get the debug menu. Okay. So if we go here, I set this up earlier. Let's go next. All right, so here's the thing that we need to do. We need to get more mimes. Let's go collection. Spawn in some mimes. Where's the mimes at? Mime. Where's it? There's the mime. All right, this is gonna take a minute. I'll admit, it's gonna take a minute, but we can get there. We can get there. Unless there's a hotkey that I don't know, this is gonna take a minute. I gotta remember what page is the mime. The mime is page 2. Okay. We're running it back. So you don't have to make them negative. Use C to copy. Use C to copy. How do I... Okay. Like, Control C, or I just push C? What's this do? C? Control C. Well, that's clever. Okay. So we want 65 of those. Alright. That's huge. Okay. And there's a Baron on page 5, right? There's a Baron. Okay. And you said we don't actually need to make them negative? Oh, you're right. Okay. So 66 and 65, how much is that? 131? Blueprints are laggy. We should not use blueprints. Okay. Well, now I gotta sell them. Good to know. Control R. Okay, hold on. Delete. Okay. So I need to make 20 mimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna keep them organized. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. You want a black Baron? We could do a black Baron. Okay. Alright. 1, 2, 3. We gotta go up to 31. 131. Okay. Alright. And then this, can we do this? Oh! Oh! Hold on. Wait, my keyboard can't register as fast as I can click. Sorry, I got a really cheap keyboard that just like... My brother bought me a pre-built PC, and it came with a really cheap keyboard, so I'm just using the really cheap one. Alright, that's it. So obviously the thing that we do is discard to create a save state. And then play the hand. Oh, calculating. It's gonna take a second. It's gonna take a couple seconds. Okay. Take your time, sure. Can everyone hear the flames? Get the fire started? Well, thanks for hanging out, everyone. This has been super fun. This run has been more interesting than I thought it would be. The reason I didn't do this a long time ago is because, you know, I don't know. I didn't know it would be that interesting. It was pretty fun. Fun enough to do it more than once. Tech wants that sword badge. Tech wants that moderator badge. I'll allow it. Now I'm on record. I'm on record. I'll allow it. Clip it. We got the nice level high card. We do. Wait. It's crunching. Eddie, thank you for a gifted sub for Moss Flowers. It says 25 seconds, almost 30 seconds elapsed. It's, let's see here, 5 million calculations. Zeno! Welcome back in, Zeno. Zeno is crunching. Zeno, thank you for the 10 scholarships. By the way, folks, you know, any of the 20 people or 30 people who got gifted subs in the last 10-15 minutes, if you want to join the university Discord, go to your Discord settings and look for connections. There's like an 80% chance it'll tell you that you don't have the permissions. If you disconnect and then reconnect, it'll reset the permissions. It'll let you in. Mr. BS Dragon, congratulations on your scholarship. Welcome to BalatroU. Welcome to the team. Wait. Cards yet to score. As in, okay, it's doing a lot of calculations on like the first card or the first few cards, and this is how many cards are left. Why does it stop at 132? E23. Okay, wait. It's happening. It's happening. It's not broken. This is the number. And then it's squared because of the plasma deck. They're doing the dance. Look at them go. I think I accidentally clicked on one. Next slide, please. I guess. Oh, it's still gonna take a long time. Right. So it skips all of the calculations or whatever, but it still plays like a little bit accelerated animation. So the jokers need to wiggle like 9 million times or whatever. So we gotta wait for 9 million wiggles. Could take a while. Could take a couple days. Shouldn't take too long. Well, I don't know. More than a couple days. Alright, folks. I think that's going to be it for this one. I think we did a good job. You all did a good job. Thanks for helping me out. Thanks for keeping track of all the numbers, keeping track of how many cryptids we got to use in order to survive, how much we're scoring each round, keeping track of how many barons and mimes we have in the final hand here. Couldn't have done it without you.